all the mothers, queens, sisters, wives, daughters, please give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! We appreciate you. She is my queen. But more than that, she is the biological balance that makes me man. I mean, if I could use the fumes and fuse them with the fuel that burns the passion, which is the motivation of my very structure, if I could manifest that into flesh, it would be she. She is my queen. The motivation of my very desire that transpires into... Damn. Words escape me.
Come on.
I mean, what words could you use to describe that which you could only call queen? There's no measure of verbiage that could give her service, this splendiferous beauty, and that's just the surface. My anticipation for her radiation leaves me visibly aching. You wouldn't understand that unless you've been in the presence of a queen. She's the reason I believe in rainbows. She is both sun and moon, Oshun in full bloom. She is Isis. She is the manifestation of life. She is the version of my destiny, the deity, her face, that place of grace, that space, which you could only call queen. She is my queen.
Yeah.
I said that I love her. Wouldn't put anything above her. I slurred those words and heard bells resound in a symphony. An orchestrated harmony, sublime, divine in nature, the way she corrected my stature, fed fuel to my future, and nurtured my life. A wife, she was beyond that. I wanted to be more than just her man. The hand she used to soothe her pain, I wanted to reside in her veins. Be the blood to keep her heart beating, be the reason she needed to be all she could be. Would we be the epitome of what union is? Give glimpses of what happens when substance meets structure. When the touch matches the sentiment and our actions are sincere, there's a balance there. A fear that you may not be given enough. And when that feeling is mutual, you can actually view love for what it is. A balance, a standstill, a distinction between real and fake, a place free from deceit and doubt. Without love, where will we be? Aimless, faceless, without purpose, condemned to walk the earth's surface alone with a tattered heart, scarred and broken, all by the token of pride. So that bed in which you decide to lay may lay frigid and cold. The soul wasn't meant to reside alone. A station without stating the words because they're felt. Held in the highest regard but displayed in a timid demeanor. No need for mean gestures when love is festered in the heart. And if you start that as the premise, then you finish where you begin, with the truth. The proof that a bond bonded on balance will beam triumphant in the end, where you can't determine where friend end and lover began is in that instance. Love is depicted, descriptive, and plain, because the aim never really changes. And at the end of the day, we'll find our place right beside each other. Grip tight like vice, no vice and egos between us, just truth and common ground beneath us. When the debris settles, only love is kindled between us. I feel it in my bones when we walk the halls of our home. If these walls could talk, they testify that we're mended at the roots, fortified at the base, flourish with the fruit of fidelity, sincerity, and the fruition of what God intended us to be, and the balance of things, where all things in its own unique way correlates. That's the balance. When the word we precede I and I die without you and never strive to hurt you, that's the balance. So I hope to find us amongst the elite of this discreet group of lovers who will put their lovers' needs above the fulfillment of their own. This is where the house is adorned with the beauty of the home, and may God protect it. May we thrive to respect it, for all it's worth. And may we always put each other first, and the thirst to please you, may it always be accompanied with your hunger to please me. That's the balance of love, 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 love.
Let's go, Black.
Go about it.
There's a leak in this old building, and my soul has got to move. Said my soul has got to move. My soul has got to move. There's a leak in this old building, and my soul has got to move. Said I bet I won't let this happen again.
How y'all children doing this evening? All right. Y'all know I'm old, I don't hear but so good now. I said, how y'all children doing this evening? All right, now act like y'all woke. Talk to y'all a little something about them slavery times. Anybody ever hear about them slavery times? Yeah. It wasn't nothing good. I was born in it. I don't got much memories of my mama, my daddy. They sold my daddy, I was about 6, 7 years old. They said my skin built for the sun, then I was dark, so they put me out early for that yard work. I usually round up a little hen, round up some swine. I basically do master bidding, do what tell me do, cause my memory ain't good as it used to be. I done had so many masters and so many plantations I done worked on, I can't tell one from the rest, but they all wasn't no good. Not near one of them. You lose hope after a while. That sun beating on you, master beating on you. Start to lose sight of the light. There ain't nowhere for us to go. Till one day she came. I swear the clouds opened up and she walked right out of heaven's gates. What her name was? Harriet. Y'all heard about Harriet Tubman?
Yes.
Yeah. I ain't hear about her like I'm finna tell. Stubborn woman. She ain't take no for no answers neither. I reckon they said somebody hit her upside the head because the woman talked stone crazy, talking about, we need to move from here.
And I got to move.
I said, well, where we finna go?
And I got to move.
She said, it didn't matter if we end up in the woods eating locusts. Anything better than here. I reckon she was right. That woman had more courage than a mountain lion. 19 trips. Over 300 people she's freed in the first 10 years. Call her Black Moses. Sometimes we get scared to get cold out in the forest, in the woods. The children start crying. She said, ain't no place to rest till we get where we going. We got to move.
I got to move.
Move we did.
I got to move.
One day sitting by the lake, she come tell me, she said, the hardest part about freeing slaves is reminding them they were slaves in the first place. You imagine a man being afraid to be free. A man so brainwashed in his own mind that he don't know he deserves better than this here. I reckon say some of you children right now kind of brainwashed. Thinking ain't no place better than right here. I reckon some of you children could use some old Harriet courage right now. Couldn't you? I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for Harriet. Some of your great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, they part of that, what they call it, Underground Railroad. And on days like today, we pay homage to Harriet because she showed us hope. She gave us light where there wasn't none. So I'm sitting here to tell all of you that you can't get stagnated. You can't let your brain get washed. You can't let your brain get changed. You can't stay stagnant. You got to move.
I got to
We
move.
pay homage to Rosa Parks.
I got to
We pay homage to Asada Shakur.
I got
We pay homage to Angela Davis, Queen Mother Rosa Parks, Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott King,
and my soul.
and so many other women that took part of this movement that we moved through.
That I bet I won't let this
Thank you.
happen.